It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want to ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to Lions Nation Unite live on Tuesday at 4 p.m., where we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. I'm going to have some guests on here. They'll come on when they can come on. I sent the link out, so we will go from there. We got Man Bear Pig. What's up, though? Paul Ginder, Weston Lion in the building. We have 9 drinks, of course. Alan Dana, all up in here. Antonio Jenkins, what's up, man? Appreciate everybody getting in. We're going to do like a mixture of news and the latest rumors, and then we'll get to Q&A and just kind of have some fun right there. For today, why we are in the lull period of Detroit Lions news and information. It is that period after the 2023 NFL draft and before training camp where things are a little bit slow. So we try to come up with some things to keep you guys interested in the Detroit Lions. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. If you're on Facebook, hit that thumbs up. It definitely helps out when we get that thing in there, and appreciate everybody jumping in on this bad boy. Very busy as of late, because I'm doing a transition, trying to see if I'm going to keep my house or get a new house, so just bear with me. It's going to be like this for a couple of weeks, but I'll definitely be on time doing my thing. Mofo Jimbo, what is going on there? Frog Crop in the building as well. We're going to do some winners and some losers, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the latest news, then we'll get into QA and have a good time. And if guests come on, we will talk to those guys. Again, I sent the link out. Winners after the 2023 NFL draft. Who do you guys think is the biggest winner on the Lions roster? It doesn't necessarily have to be the players you drafted. It could be the players themselves or the coaches. I think the biggest winner to me is Ben Johnson. We get more offensive weapons in the draft, such as a Jahmyr Gibbs, to really make this offense good. He is going to make this run game and pass game just absolutely ridiculous. I think getting him is a big upgrade to the Lions offense and what he can do, because he can utilize him in many different facets on this offense, in the run game, pass game, special plays just for him, because he's that type of player. I think he is the biggest winner to me in this period right after the NFL draft. I could not agree more. Paul Ginder, do you guys agree that Ben Johnson's a big winner after this draft? I absolutely do. I think he's a massive winner here. And then plus, they go around, get offensive linemen, they get a wide receiver, but still, the Jahmyr Gibbs is a big deal. And then you get Hendon Hooker, the QB2, who will be QB2, or when he's healthy. Right now, he's not healthy. They're probably going to redshirt him. We expect that, kind of like they did with Jameson Williams. But they went offense, and they built that offense. And, Sam Laporta, tight end, in the second round. So he absolutely is a winner. You get a running back, a starting running back, your starting tight end. You got a backup guard, a backup wide receiver, and a backup quarterback. That offense is ridiculous. Yep, Sam Laporta, you cannot forget about him. He's the biggest winner, in my opinion. I think the second biggest winner here, when I think of it all around too, is I do like the linebacking core, just the linebacking room itself. You bring in Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone, and you got Malcolm Rodriguez in there. I think that the room at the linebacking core is got much improved by bringing in Jack Campbell, getting a guy that high to help out a part of a team that's been lackluster for the past 5 years is huge. So I'm going to give a winner to the LB core and the LB room itself for sure after the 2023 NFL draft. I think the quarterback room is a big winner as well. You bring in Hendon Hooker. That helps out the backup quarterback position. There was worries such as me. If Jared Goff goes down, what can you do? I'm not worried about it really now. Once Hendon Hooker's available to suit up, I won't be worried about that position. I'm fine with Hendon Hooker, Nate Sudfeld, and Jared Goff. I think that is definitely a win for the Lions as well. I like that. I think the winners is the edge rushers currently on the roster. The Lions did not draft edge rushers. So Romeo Okwara, Charles Harris, you're a winner in my opinion. Your job is safe. Absolutely safe. I think that them not even looking at that position is huge. James Houston's going to come off the edge as well as an edge rusher, but I think that's massive. We got the O-line's a huge winner. I agree. 100%. Sorsdale, you get him. He is I think he'll be a backup right guard. And maybe in the future he can go to the tackle position if you decide to switch it up. But yeah, I got no problem with that being a winner there. The running back room all as well, even the undrafted rookies. You're getting Muhammad Abram and Jahmyr Gibbs together. That makes that running back room even better. There's some losers too as well in this bad boy. There's absolutely some losers. Jahmyr Jefferson, is an absolute loser in this thing. I think Jason Cabinda's a loser. He still may make the roster. I'm like 50-50 on it. But I think those two are absolute losers in and after the 2023 NFL draft. Because you bring in Gibbs and you bring in Muhammad, and guess what, folks? That spells the end of at least one of those guys, for sure. No doubt. I think for the future of Nate Sudfeld, he's a loser. Not really this year, but after this year, he'll be a loser because there's no need for him after 2023. That's not really that big of a deal, but I have him as a loser for sure. I think when it comes to back-end safeties, you got Brian Branch, who's going to be here, Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph, CJ Gardner-Johnson. If you're kind of after that, then you're a loser, because that's an absolute ridiculous safety four right there. So I think if you're after that, you better be trying really hard to make it on not the practice squad, but special teams. And you're trying to make the roster there. It's going to be quite difficult because those four are outstanding. I think you're good. If you're Jerry Jacobs, you're a winner. I think Chase Lucas is even a winner because they didn't go cornerback. For sure. Julian Okwara, Paul Geiner, I've been saying this. I had him as a loser. I thought last year he wouldn't make the roster. I think this year he doesn't make the roster. Either we trade him or he somehow gets released. That's my personal opinion on Julian Okwara. Maybe they keep him. I don't know. But the Lions released 3 players today. Demetrius Taylor is one of them. I had him as a loser too, but I didn't think he'd make it. But they released him today, as well as Stanley Berryhill, who was suspended, and cornerback Mac McCain. We only knew Berryhill wasn't going to make the team after that. So you only got Jameson Williams now suspended because they released Berryhill, and Demetrius Taylor wasn't making the team anyways. If he is done, major loser, I agree with you. If he is done, 100%, and he's no longer going to be on his team, I agree with you. I wish they would have made him a corner and just made him stay at cornerback position. Maybe they throw him back there, but still, the cornerback room is filled. But you're right, he's done. I think Derek Barnes is a loser as well. He'll make the team, but I think his reduction in play is going to get reduced significantly because I think Malcolm Rodriguez is going to get a little bit reduced. I think Malcolm Rodriguez is ahead of Derek Barnes. I got Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell. They're going to be in there, and I think Malcolm Rodriguez will be on specific plays, and I think Derek Barnes took a big fall. I think Will Harris actually stays, unfortunately. I'm not the biggest Will Harris fan, but it is what it is. No doubt about it. And Dan Campbell, he talked about Hendon Hooker. The expectations this year for Hendon Hooker was redshirting basically the Jameson Williams treatment, just like he's going to do. I think that we all expected that. I have no problem, but like he said, he'll compete for number 2 when he does get in there. He'll get it. And then he says, going forward, we'll see what happens with him and Jared Goff. That's what he said there. And so I think that's everybody's thoughts on this. You get a guy, you let him heal up and see what he can do. Hendon Hooker. I love the Hendon Hooker pick, by the way. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love the Hendon Hooker pick. I think that it just gives the Lions flexibility. Just like the San Francisco 49ers, it gives them flexibility with the quarterbacks they have on their roster. I have no problem with that. I love it. Who's your favorite defensive back on our roster? Brian Branch. Brian Branch is my favorite defensive back because you got a guy who's a top 10 pick. It picked 45 in round 2. So that is my favorite defensive back on this roster right now. I love Kirby Joseph, though. I got to say, I was a huge Kirby Joseph fan last year, and I'm a Kirby Joseph fan this year. Make no mistake about it. But I got to show some love to Brian Branch by getting thrown back in there. But those two, oh my God, those are young safeties right there. Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Isn't that just like you think about that? That's our young studs. Holy hell, that's a damn good room. That's a damn good room right there. You think that Jahmyr Gibbs runs with the ones during preseason games or with the twos? Both. I think he'll get some time with the ones, but he is a rookie, so they'll probably put him in the twos. But make no mistake about it, he's going to be utilized a lot in the regular season, so he's going to get time with the ones. But since he is a rookie, he'll get times with the twos as well. So I'm going to go both there. This guy is going to be used a lot for the Detroit Lions. A lot offensively this year. I remember how on board you were with Joseph, Mike. Glad to see him thriving. I know I was huge with Kirby Joseph. Huge. I looked at this guy's stats and I said, fellas, 6 interceptions. I said, the Lions got to get this guy. We got to get a guy that get turnovers. And we drafted him, and I was really happy. Lions lead the league in picks this year. Prediction, Bill Rowland. I like that prediction. I'm not going to argue with you. I can't argue with that. I can't. The DBs on this bad boy is turnover machines. We only drafted 2 players in the original draft slots. All right? I don't even care. You think about this. People said, well, you drafted Jahmyr Gibbs so early. Okay, so what if you were to take Brian Branch at 12? Would anybody complain? No. If you took Jahmyr Gibbs at 45, would anybody complain? No. At the end of the day, you got the players. Hashtag FGB. Do you think that Hutch is going to be better this season? Yes, I do. I absolutely think he's going to be better. Why is that? Because, first off, he's in year 2. There's more talent on the defensive line, and the defense as a whole is more talented. What helps out edge rushers? When you have a secondary that forces the quarterback to continue to stand in the pocket as he's trying to make his reads, he can't quickly throw it because your secondary is really good. And if that just allows another second for a quarterback to be in the pocket, slam, Aiden Hutchinson gets a sack. How do you think they use Sam Laporta the most? I think they kind of use him a lot in the receiving game. I think that's what he's going to be used as. I don't know exactly how many targets he's going to get because when you look at TJ Hawkinson, like some games he was really good in and some he was non-existent. So I'm going to put Paul Ginder yet to be seen on this. You know how I am when it comes to the tight end position. What I think about that selection, yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. Who leads in sacks and who leads in picks? Sacks, Aiden Hutchinson leads in sacks. I'll go with 15.5 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson this year. Think he can make that jump. In picks, I'm going to go Kirby Joseph. I think he continues to make the picks. The guy is a pick machine. He was last year. He was in college. And he's going to continue to get better. It's just the way it is. Kirby Joseph's a G. Hutchinson leads in picks. It's possible, right? Possible. He says 14 and a half sacks. How many sacks do you think Aiden Hutchinson gets? I'll go 15.5 this year. Put it in the comment section right now. Amount of sacks he gets. If Campbell can cover the middle, we will be dangerous. Man, look, Jack Campbell is ridiculous, folks. If you've been watching my personal channel or even on LNU, you know how big I am to Jack Campbell. 17, 12, 15, 12 plus, 12 sacks, 15, 12. So 12 seems to be the consensus. We got 13 as well. So around there is not bad. Don't you think that the cut down day will be it's going to be absolutely crazy, Ronan? Everyone go from 90 to 53. It's going to be a crazy day. Do you think the schedule comes out on time? We're going to have leaks tomorrow. Schedule will be on time on Thursday. You'll know probably by 7:30. But we're supposed to get leaks tomorrow. We got 18 sacks. I love it. James Houston will have 12 sacks. Hell, man, if he starts off the way he was, he definitely could. 100%. Hey, that dude's a baller. 18 sacks and 3 picks. That's called Defensive Player of the Year if he does that, Bill Rowland. Unless they're just hate Detroit Lions. When does Goff and Jamo become besties? I'll say week 11. It's going to take him a little bit of time. They're gonna work out. Obviously, they're working out now. They'll work out in training camp. I think he could play in preseason, but it's going to take a couple weeks when he comes back after the regular season, and that's where really these guys do good. How many primetime games do you think we get? I say 4 primetime games. Thanksgiving, a couple Monday nighters, and a Sunday nighter. That's what I'll go with. I'll go with 4. Smash the hole. Do you think Jamo will be suspended for 6 games? I heard he can appeal after 3 games. I'm sure he will appeal. Maybe he will. I think he should appeal. I think, the rules are the rules, and I agree he made a stupid mistake, but at the same time, you got to appeal. See if you can get out after 3. If it is 3, I'll knock that 11 to 8 or 7. What position groups are you least comfortable with? Defensive tackle, interior. I look that we got Broderick Martin. I'm perfectly fine with that, but I'd still like another defensive interior lineman, maybe a guy in free agency or make a trade. Or when the cuts happen, when all the teams go to 53, there's going to be players that are cut that can help this team out. John Kaminsky was one last year. That was a cut player that we got off waiver wire. So I think the defensive line the interior defensive line, not edge, is a weakness for the Lions. Let's see. Wide receiver, I'm fine at. I'm fine at tight end. I'm fine at quarterback. I'm fine at offensive line. I'm fine at linebacker. Kicker, maybe. Michael Badgley. That could be an issue going forward. If you got a question, put hashtag in there. We're just going to start it early. And if I miss it, just repost it. So even though I'm not worried about Michael Badgley, but Michael Badgley's all right. Is he a top 10 kicker? No. Is he a bottom 5 kicker? No. He's a middle guy. So I think that'd be really it, in all honesty. Who will have much touchdowns for the team? David Montgomery will have the most touchdowns for the Detroit Lions. He is a bruiser, and if we're anything like what happened to Jamal Williams last year, he's going to get a lot of goal line carries. David Montgomery will have the most touchdowns this year. Do you think we stop the run better this season? Yes, Devin Davis. We absolutely, with Jack Campbell in there, we're absolutely going to do better stopping the run. Plus, you're more healthier in the defensive line, and you got Broderick Martin, who's a big, fat guy. I think we definitely do better stopping the run. Jack Campbell's huge for that, folks. He's huge for stopping the run. Massive upgrade. Top 10 defense, no. I hope we get a top 15 defense. Top 10, no. I think we still got to get a dominant player on the interior of the defensive line if you want to get a top 10 defense. And maybe another linebacker. I like Alex Anzalone, but is he a lead linebacker? Probably not. And Jack Campbell's a rookie. So maybe next year or something like that, you can move up. We can still have problems outside. Cornerback Mosley doesn't come back from the knee 100%. We could a little bit, but we got good depth at cornerback. Like even Jerry Jacobs, right? If they made him an outside corner, are you worried? No, you can move C.J. Gardner-Johnson into the slot. Brian Branch, Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph, your safeties. I think they're very flexible with that. I'm fine with it. Who do you think scores the first touchdown for this team? David Montgomery. I'll go David Montgomery as well. I think we're going to run the football quite a bit, and you know how we are in the run game. Do you think we're playing Kansas City? Lions, do you think we're playing Kansas City? We are, Paul Ginder, and I'm going to say we're going to play Kansas City in Germany. Mike, if Goff has MVP type of season, Lions win the division in a couple playoff games, will the local fans doubt him stop? I think you would have to. Huggy Berry, you have to. You have to. Look, if he has an MVP type of season, he takes us to the NFC Championship game. Like, I'm not a hater or a lover, but damn. Like, that's something that Stafford didn't do. That's something that has not happened since forever. So, like, there's no, like, you have to be able to reward people for what they're doing. Do you think we're playing Kansas City in Germany? Yes, I do. After the report coming out that Kansas City doesn't want to face the Chicago Bears. What is our plus and minus turnover ratio? Ooh, that's a good one. I have to look at what the regular is. I don't really know, but I'll say like plus 16. I think the line's going to have a ton of turnovers this year. And David Montgomery doesn't fumble the football. Jared Goff's not a turnover machine. He never was. Even though he didn't, it's unrealistic to expect him to not throw 10 turnovers in 10 games or not to throw any turnovers in 10 games. Before that, he wasn't a turnover machine. It was more of fumbles, and I think he'd be fine with that, hand the football off. So I'll go plus 16. I think they're going to be the best team in turnovers this year. I do. I think they're going to be absolutely crazy. What is your long shot bet to make the roster? Long shot. Julian Okwara. I have my eye on Julian Okwara. That will be my bold prediction of someone that doesn't make the roster is Julian Okwara. I think that right now he's in, but again, you got to look at, there's going to be, every team's going to go to 53. There's going to be massive cuts, and the waiver wire is going to be on fire. So they could bring in another guy to fill his spot. Hashtag LNU. What is the longest touchdown Lions score this year? Ooh, that's a good one. I will go a 65-yard touchdown from Jameson Williams. 65-yard bomb from Jameson Williams. That's what I go with. Pack in, Cake Riley, long shot. What would it take to get Megatron in the first 6 games? It would take a genie in a bottle, time travel, and somebody that has the fountain of youth. That's what it's going to take because it's not happening. Randy from Facebook. Hey, we got a Facebook guy. Who has more sacks this year, Hutchinson or Houston? I'm going to go with Hutchinson. He's going to be on the field more. I think Houston was kind of like snuck up on people. I don't think that's going to be the case. So I'm going to go Hutchinson. But Houston's going to get a ton. Campbell, Ann's only linebackers, Bugs, nose tackle, Commish. I know, isn't it nice? Commish, he can play inside and outside as well. We got a really good defensive line, but I'd love to get one stud defensive tackle. Just one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? One of those men. Goff's first year here was rough. Yeah, it was definitely it was rough. But if anybody thought this offense was going to be good, I said this about the Jared Goff trade. Like I said, I'm not a hater, not a lover. I actually like the Goff-Stafford trade, and a lot of people thought I was crazy. I said I like Jared Goff because he doesn't throw turnovers as much as Stafford did. But if you look at the weapons he had in year 1 and Anthony Lynn, between those two, it was butt cheeks. And once he started getting weapons, it was better. Like any quarterback that had, what was it, Khalif Raymond was our number 1 for the longest time? Like, it was terrible. We had a really bad wide receiver core. Hashtag amen, Mike. 89-yard run and score. Is that going to be from Jahmyr Gibbs? 89-yard run from the 11-yard line. I'm going to say that's Jahmyr Gibbs with the speed. Quinnen Williams would be absolutely amazing to get here in Detroit. I actually made a Lions rumors video because he wants to get paid. He's not showing up. 5th-year option. But to get a Quinnen Williams, you're probably going to have to give up 2 first-round picks because he's that guy. He is that disruptor in the interior of the defensive line. He's young at 25 years old. So if you're wanting to get that stud, that's an all-in move. Remember when the Rams went all in for getting the cornerback from Jacksonville Jaguars, who we tried apparently to trade for, Jalen Ramsey? They gave up 2 first-round picks. That's an all-in move right there. That's saying F your picks. I'm not sure I would want to do that because you just don't know. I like to have my draft picks. I do, but that would be an all-in move. Mike Goff has a streak of 325 packs without interception, 5th all-time in the NFL history. How far up this list do you think he ends up? Maybe 4. Look, what he did was amazing, and I don't think anybody should expect him to keep doing this. Like, even if you're like the biggest Goff fan, do not have like your expectations that he's just never going to throw picks. Why? Because this is the NFL and it happens. Whether it be a bad pass, a tip ball, a drop by a wide receiver hits it and it flies up in the air. Things are going to happen here. But it could be like 4th. What he's doing is amazing, but he never was a guy that threw interceptions. He's not a big interception guy. He was more fumbles. That's what he was, and I talked about it with the Stafford-Goff trade. I said Goff is not a turnover machine like Stafford could be. Stafford's got the better arm, and he's the stronger arm, but Goff is more the conservative, and I don't mind that. 94-yard slant touchdown to Williams. Holy crap, to beat Green Bay. That'd be nice. Well, hopefully we don't have to do a whole lot of trick plays to beat Green Bay this year. Special teams, I believe, get a kickoff return, touchdown, and a punt return for touchdown. Paul, that's right. We haven't had one of those yet. We had a punt return for a touchdown from Khalif Raymond, but we didn't have a kick return last year. Don't we need a 3-tech backup Aleem since Broderick Bugs and will rotate? I think we're fine with Aleem McNeil. I think Broderick Martin can definitely be a rotation there. I like to get more of the pass rushing type right now. I don't think we got that. I think it's okay, but it's not like we don't have an elite level guy. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm like saying it's not like it's a negative. Like this defensive interior is bad. I'm not saying that. But Levi Onwuzurike has not lived up to what we wanted him to be, the more the pass rushing guy. And we wanted Lee McNeil to be more the run stuffer. And so that's the issue. At the end of the day, though, I feel like our defensive line's fine. I would just like to upgrade the position. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah, plus wide receiver problem due to injuries. Yes. Anything is due to injury, right? We have injuries. It's going to be a problem for a football team, whatever position it's at. Knock on wood that doesn't happen. Just won't let Quinnen Williams leave their building without getting a deal done. But we can dream still. Yeah. And they're going for a Super Bowl too, Jenkins. Do you think that they're going to give up? They're going to trade him unless they get a king's ransom? Absolutely not. They're trying to win a Super Bowl. They got Karen Rodgers over there. Not going to happen. Make sure you like this stream. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. But you're right. They're going to have to do it. Alternate helmets, I have no idea when the time's going to be. Trade for Daron Payne. That's not happening anymore. Payne got paid. You'll chewing up a bit, waiting for the new helmet design. I wish they would have just did it released the helmet design the same time they'd release the uniforms. What is Goff fumble that took away the touchdown the Panthers are game matched? I don't remember, Ronan, but that game all around was terrible from everybody, from offense, defense, and special teams. That's the type of game you take the football and you bury that damn thing. That was definitely up. Yeah, he was going to eat. He's going to eat. And it will give up for Hutch in Houston. And Romeo Akwar. We keep forgetting Romeo. Romeo was doing good when he got back at the end of the season last year. I remember he got 2 sacks in one game. So remember, Romeo Akwar is still in the mix here, folks. He's gonna get his too. Panthers marched down and scored. Man, that was a terrible game. NFC North. What is not quarterback about our offense now? Is that really a knock on Hooker or just hesitation of optimism? Our offense is quarterback friendly. I hate this idea. Well, it's a quarterback friendly offense. Well, good. And that shouldn't be a knock on Jared Goff. It shouldn't be a knock on Hendon Hooker. It shouldn't be a knock on anybody. That's what you want. Do you want a garbage offense that's bad for quarterbacks? Hell no, you don't. Does anybody remember Mike Martz? Sack, 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 10-step or a 7-step drop, sack. No. It shouldn't be a knock on anybody. 49ers offense should not be a knock on Brock Purdy. It should not be a knock on Jimmy Garoppolo. It shouldn't be. It means you got good coaches. Trade C.J. Gardner-Johnson for Kuna Williams. That ain't happening. I am just glad we have competition for a quarterback. Dr. Detroit, I'm 100% with you. There's nothing wrong with building your room, your quarterback room. There's nothing wrong with it. He's not competing this year because of the injury, but there's nothing wrong with it at all. And if Jared Goff can't handle it, folks, then he shouldn't be in the NFL. Jared Goff can handle it. He gets paid like a star. He's he gets paid millions of dollars. He can handle it. Guy is a pro. Come on. The guy's not Kyler Murray. Okay. Jared Goff's a pro. He's a boring quarterback, and that's a damn good thing. He's a quarterback that doesn't complain or whine or anything like that. You don't hear from him. That's a boring quarterback. That's what you want in the NFL. What undrafted will make the team? I got Muhammad Abram. That's the running back. I'm sure I destroyed his name, how he says that. I have him making the roster. I actually did a 53 post. I had him making the roster. And potentially the wide receiver out of Oregon. You think the uniform release next year? I do think it'll be next year. Any news about Hooker eligible to play? No news. I'm going to assume he's going to be on the PUP list. Expect Jameson Williams treatment. Expect the same things that you've seen from Jameson Williams. I fully expect that will be the case. He'll probably come in, at week 11 or something like that. He'll be able to be the backup. Letting Soft Meach today feels off. I think the new defensive tackle is in our immediate future, but no idea who. Maybe Levi does play. That'd be wild. That would be absolutely wild. I expect the worst and hope for the best. I expect him not to play, but I hope he does play. That'd be great. It would make the Lions so much better if he can play and finally live up to it. Smash that like button? Absolutely. Between Romeo, Harris, and Vaitai, didn't it save us $30 million? Yeah, it saved us a ton of money. And what's cool is we didn't just give it off to bonuses. They actually took a pay cut. So saved us a ton of money. I don't know the exact numbers. Dr. D in the building. The G, Dr. D. Gonzalez on practice squad will be great. Yeah, I like him on practice squad too. I like that pickup. And he'll be there and he'll help out. And we're getting a lot of mobile quarterbacks, and we need that on this team. We've seen what the mobile quarterback did to our defense last year. It was a terrible thing to watch. And now we got mobile quarterbacks. The defense can prepare for it. It's only going to be better. And remember, folks, this is my humble opinion. We're trying to win the NFC North. I get it. I'm kind of looking past the NFC North. I'm looking towards San Francisco and the Philadelphia Eagles. And kind of a little bit Dallas Cowboys. And, maybe Seattle too. I'm looking at mobile quarterbacks, something that we're going to be in the playoffs. I expect the Lions to be in the playoffs. I expect us to be going against a mobile quarterback because that's the way that the league is. And if you look at the NFC, there's a lot of them. They're on good teams. So we need to prepare against those quarterbacks now. Right now. And not just, here and there. No. Gonzalez. Yeah, Blake Martinez. Sorry. Gonzalez. Let's see here. I think it was the year Sewell was in the draft, Ada Hutchinson, but Holmes trading for Debo. He tried to, but the deal didn't work out for Flyers. Think Gibbs is Brad's man for real. Yeah, I do. I remember that. Antonio Jenkins, I was just talking about that with the guys behind the scene about they did try to get Debo Samuel, and you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, he is that, but he's different. Like, when I say he's like a Debo Samuel, I mean how he'd be used in the offense. Like you use as wide receiver, running back, you're used as a utility. he's more like Alvin Kamara speed. Like he's much faster than Alvin Kamara. He's not as, I don't think he's as physical as Deebo Samuel, but he's much faster. He's shiftier, and he's the big time playmaker. So yeah, I think he's used in that role, 100%. Have you put a pie in Jeff Risdon's face lately? If not, why? Walk over there and do it. When they do their 24-hour drive that they do, I'm sure I'll smash a pie in their face or something else. Maybe I get to like spray them with a hose or something. Who knows? Who knows? Why wear the 0 next year? Marvin going to auction it between our Bama toys. Okay, so he could auction it. I'd like to see Marvin Jones. I can't wait to go to training camp to see him, see Hendon Hooker. Who's going to training camp this year? Let me know in the comments below. Are you going to training camp? Y for yes and N for no. I'm curious to see who's going to be going to training camp. I know Dr. D is going to be there because we're going to hang out, get some food. I know that, where is my other guy that I always meet every single year? Is he even in the chat right now? Oh, Bill Rowland will be there. I will see you at training camp this year. It should be really fun. Again, I'll be with Speakeasy like I always am. Everything King, Dose of Dion. We will be chilling together. No pie for him. It's Tuesday, and I'm hungry. I think I am going to have tacos today. Taco Tuesday. Got to make my kids some food. It's going to be good to eat. For sure. Dan are purposely getting blue-collar players who won't become prime break-the-bank players. I'm not necessarily there because if you look at Jameson Williams, I think he's not that. I think he's got a little bit of a diva in him. And he is, if he plays really well, he's going to be breaking the bank. Flight 00 will be there. How much of an impact you think Jones will have on Jahmyr? I think a decent impact because he's such a good leader, a good mentor, and having him around Jameson Williams maybe will wake him up a little bit from being, because he is a young guy. We're talking about a guy who's 2021. And I think having somebody who is a family man, who has a bunch of kids, who dealt with tragedy, who's a pro's pro, who's been a starter, who's been a backup, who's always constantly positive, will have a much good impact on Jameson Williams and the rest of these young guys. It's always good to have that. And plus, he's still productive. So I think it's really good. Keitho will be going as well. Awesome. See, hashtag FBG. Do you think that Ben Johnson has scoring 30-plus points a game? Yes. I think he should be considering scoring 30-plus points a game. You need to keep up with the 49ers and the Eagles. We're looking past some other teams here. Now, offensively, we need to be up there with Kansas City. We need to be up there with San Francisco. We need to be up there with Philadelphia with scoring mad points. That's what we need. We need to look at those teams. We're top 5. Let's be top 3. Let's go for number 1 offense in the NFL. Why can't we? We got playmakers everywhere on this offense. Let's get it done. And we got Ben Johnson, the magician there as OC. Let's score some points. Who finishes second in the NFC North? I'll go with the Minnesota Vikings. I'll go Lions, Vikings, Bears, and Packers bottom out at number 4. I think the Bears will do a little bit better, maybe 7 wins. I think Minnesota probably get to 9, 10 wins, and the Lions are 11 wins, something in there. That's kind of how I got it going right now. Now, we do have the schedule release on Thursday. I think I'll switch my OPP time from 7 to 8 instead of 4 to 5 just because of schedule release. And then we can just do a live stream of the schedule release. And we'll go over it. But right now, that's kind of what I'm going on. Schlesinger the Messenger. Yes, that's the comp I've been doing for a while. TA's comp, Raw Detroit. His is Much higher. Much higher. He's going Luke Kuechly. You'd like him to be a Luke Kuechly type of player. Boy, if he ended up being that, good God. We got Lions, Vikings, Green Bay, Bears. So you got Bears being last. Bears 2, Vikings 3, and Packers 4. Okay, so you got the Bears jumping the Vikings. With Calvin back on the field, Jamo should be his only responsibility with Calvin back in the fold. Calvin Johnson's not coming back in the game. He's not coming back, man. He has more chances of being on our podcast, and which is very possible and probable, than him ever suiting up as the Detroit Lions again. He's done. Lions 13 plus wins. Paul Ginder, I hope so. I got 11. 13 would be amazing. He's back with the Lions. Yeah, as his, a Barry Sanders role, Schlesinger kind of role. Calvin is back in that type of role for sure, but not in a uniform to take passes from Jared Goff. He's retired, but his body is jacked. His body is jacked up, folks. And same with Andrew Luck. I was talking to, where I have a conversation with Brady Quinn, in which you guys need to go to CBS Sports HQ. I don't know what there is with their YouTube channel, but you can talk to Brady Quinn because they got no one on there. So I'm always on there, and there's like 2 people commenting. I'm always commenting on there. And I was talking to Brady Quinn because we were talking about how Andrew Luck, would he come back? And I said, Brady Quinn, dude, lost 50 pounds. Andrew Luck lost 50 pounds. And he says, yeah, right. And then the guest put the photo up on their stream, and there's Andrew Luck looking like a string bean. He's like, oh, maybe. I don't know. Definitely lost weight. Guys, go to CBS Sports HQ. You can talk to Brady Quinn and the CBS guys, Ryan Wilson. They answer your questions, and there's no one in the chat. No one. It's like me and another person every single time. So check it out, man. If you want to talk to people in the fold. I mean, a mentor to Jamo. Oh, a mentor. He could be. He could be a mentor. Yeah, I could see that for sure. Jamo needs a man himself. He does need to man up himself. There's no doubt. But remember, folks, we were all young and dumb. I can tell you right now, if I had the money that Jameson Williams had at 21, fellas, I'd be worse than he was. I was at the club Fridays and Saturdays trying to get mine with every single female. I was having a good time at 21. Imagine you're 21 with millions of dollars. So, is he maybe a little bit immature? Yeah. But so aren't we all. Like, I would be worse off than he was. Let's be honest here. I want to keep it 100, just like Keitho said. I was being a dumbass at the age of 21. I was at Grand Rapids every single Friday and Saturday trying to have a good time. Spielman will talk to Campbell and Gibbs and Monty Barry's brain. Yeah, always pick the brain. 100, 100, 100. Hooker and cocaines. I never did that. That I did not do. That I didn't do. Drinking and clubs and strip, and then it ends with clubs. I was doing. Let's see here. Mike, wouldn't it be a great story if Goff becomes an elite quarterback for the next 7 or 8 years? Lions win Super Bowl, making the NFL look at genius. Oh, my God. Well, if you're talking about the best case scenario, absolutely. If you're talking about me trying to go in my pants, absolutely. That's exactly what's going to happen. We go out there, win Super Bowls, and do all this type of stuff, and Jared Goff goes out there. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm with you. For sure. And then it stopped to the late 20s. Yeah, mine was after I got back from Iraq. It slowed down a lot. I got married, and I got unfortunately married, and it slowed me down having kids, and now I'm way slowed down. What was your spot in Grand Rapids? Man, back when I was younger, is the Orbit Room, and then it was what was it? That was when I was younger, back in there, and then they had the 3 clubs at the one. one place in GR. I forget the name of it. It was like 3 clubs in one, and I'd go there and go clubbing. Let's see here. Hashtag Mike. What was the Bob? That's what it's called, the Bob. What was back in the days? Every day is watching you nowadays. That's true. That's true. Hey, back when I was 21, 20, 22, I definitely was different than I am now. Definitely was different. Mike, you wish we had taken a defensive tackle in the draft. We did take a DT. I wish we would have took one maybe early in the second round instead of going Laporta. That's my thing, but guess what? Brad Holmes is his GM, and he's better than me. Do you think the Lions will trade for Keenan Allen? No, I do not. Do not think they'll trade for Keenan Allen. I give that 1 logo out of 4. I just don't see the Lions doing that. Why? Because we got a pretty good wide receiver room. Jamison Williams will be back. I saw you picked Green to make the team. What happened if he balls out in Green to make the team in JA? May have to rephrase that a little bit. See, the Bob. Yep, that was it. It's been so long. The ball's out, JMO's absence. Oh, if he balls out in JMO's absence. Oh, the 7th round pick there. Then he'll get playing time. I don't think he would take JMO's spot. I think he would probably take more of Josh Reynolds or Marvin Jones' spot. Jamison Williams is going to get his playing time. You don't trade up in the draft at pick 12. I just realized this. We traded out of 6 to 12, and we traded from 32 to 12. Next year's mock draft, I don't care where we're at in the draft. We're picking at pick 12. Apparently, Brad Holmes loves the 12th pick in the draft. But it would be more of Marvin Jones Jr. or Josh Reynolds. I think Khalif Raymond still gets a lot of playing time, by the way. He's a slot guy. Sure, I just think no matter what Calvin has provided, yep, no doubt, teaching, handles himself better. And yeah, absolutely. You surround players with the Calvins of the world and the Megatrons and the Barry Sanders and the Schlesingers, you're only going to get better. You can't change the devil, but the devil can change you. So if you put people around you that are squared away, you're probably going to be squared away. If you put a bunch of douchebags around you, you're probably going to become a douchebag. Gibbs and Campbell are going to have a great year for us. I agree, Keitho. I 100% agree. Am paranoid, Mike? Any concerns that Goff regress this season? If he regresses, I'm not upset about it because he played really damn good the last 10 games. For him to play at like an elite level, it's hard for me to do that. I just need him to play at a good level. That's it. He's got players around him. I think we win football games. If our offense is top 3 and our defense is 15, we're going to be winning the NFC North. So he doesn't have to play at some elite level for us to win games. He doesn't. He's got playmakers. Just give the football to playmakers. That's all you got to do. I don't need him to be the guy. This is not a Stafford situation. I don't need Jared Goff to go out there and win me games. He don't need to win me games. He needs to be Brock Purdy. Be good. You be good, we're going to win a lot of football games. Lions draft the best Alabama and Gibbs. Every time Bryce Young got in trouble, he threw it to Alabama leading receiver, rusher Jahmyr Gibbs. And I tell you what, isn't it funny? I said I like the pick. I said I didn't expect it at 12, but I like the pick. A lot of people trashed me for saying this. The whole NFL media trashed the Detroit Lions during that weekend of the draft. And now you're hearing the Lions had a great draft. Oh, Lions had an epic draft. Jahmyr Gibbs. All these teams wanted him. Oh, he's such a playmaker. Never listen to everybody's instant reactions to it in the mainstream media. Because they'll BS you. And because you'll hear the same garbage regurgitated. Stick to your guns and say, I didn't expect the 12, but he's a damn good player. I had the Lions take a running back early. I thought it'd be Bijan Robinson. They took Jahmyr Gibbs. I love Jack Campbell. They get Jack Campbell. Not a big fan of Sam Laporta. I got to say, I didn't go tight end there. Big fan of Hendon Hooker. We got him in the draft. Brian Branch, I had no idea even the dude was still on the board at 45. Never just listen to what the people say, folks. Just because it was not who they selected, it doesn't mean it's a bad pick. I'm not a fan of Sam Laporta. Is not who I would have taken it. Does it mean it's a bad pick? Find out on Sundays. Probably not. So it is what it is. Smash a hole. Do you think that this defense, we can hold other teams under 20 points? Sometimes. All the time, absolutely not. Sometimes, yes, depending on the team. Depending on the team. We got Facebook. Randy, what's up in your range? Says, I live 20 minutes from Old Orbit Room. I work in Holland. I work in Holland here, too, because I work at my house. I live in Holland. And I work in Troy at our office there and in Detroit. Jerry Jacobs is a dog. Does he still take second corner? No, I think Jerry is probably cornerback 3 at this point, 4. Depending on Mosley's injury, that will be, something going on. But if Mosley's good, it's going to me, it's going to be Sutton, Mosley, and maybe Jerry Jacobs in the slot or CJ Gardner-Johnson, them flip-flopping. Because there's going to be times it's both's going to happen. Hit that like button, everyone. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Keith O. Thank you. Smash that like button. I don't know how many likes we got, but the more likes we get, the more chance that we're having fun. Tom Gross going crazy over that one. Yeah, I just couldn't believe Brian Branch. They did it. What a dumb move by Green Bay Packers. It was dumb. You take Brian Branch. I did not want to get Brian Branch in the top 10 picks. I said, boy, I'd take him at 18. At 45, that's a value pick. There gets a point. It doesn't matter what the strength of your room is. You just take the BPA. That was an absolute beep. That was the steal of the draft. We got year 1, Amon-Ra St. Brown was the steal of the draft. Year 2, Kirby Joseph, to me, was the steal of the draft. And stay with Hufanga over there for the 49ers. Year 3, Brian Branch is the steal of the draft. We know how to get some steals there, folks. Most improved unit, secondary. It's got to be the secondary. I agree with you. It's absolutely the secondary. It was a position of weakness last year. It's a position of strength this year. Mike say, hashtag FGB. Do you notice that the players we're acquiring in undrafted free agents had experience in the return game? Yes, and out of the top 10 top undrafted free agents, the Detroit Lions got 2 in the top 10, 7 and 8. And the 2 that we got was a running back whom we need, that power strong running back who's I think could actually get playing time. And the other is a wide receiver. Another guy is in special teams. So, and the return game, like you're saying, that special teams was good. And it gives them a chance to make the team in special teams. Make no mistake about it. What's up, Dragon fan in the building? Make no mistake about it. I think two undrafted free agents make the team. It happens every year. Does Branch have a higher ceiling than Kyle Hamilton? Higher ceiling? Ooh, that's a good one. Good question there, Spigs. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, he does. Because with the players around right now, like our secondary is really good. So he's going to a position of strength. Like when he's in there, you're surrounded by Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley, Cameron Sutton. Like, that's ridiculous. So he's not really going to be forced into a position. So I'm going to say yes. Do you think set of Matt Leonidas would be a good move? I don't know about that. I'd have to look into it. To tell you right now, I have looked into it 0. So I'd have to look into it fully. Yes, Abraham is a bowling ball. He is. And that's why I said, watch out for Jason Cabinda to not make the team, because he can do that. He's a bowling ball. Cabinda could make the team, maybe as like a 4th tight end, but I think Jermar Jefferson's done. I think he makes the team over Jermar Jefferson for sure. I'd take him right now over Jermar Jefferson. We lost some special team players. Yeah, we did. We lost 1, and that was due to the suspension. But we picked up, we lost a couple, but then we picked up Jalen Reeves-Maybin, who's a special teamer as well. So we gained 1. Lions, who do you think will get more interceptions? Kirby? I'm going to go Kirby Joseph. So I think Kirby's going to be doing what he's doing and even better. Unfortunately, Karen Rodgers is not on the team, so that's 3 interceptions may not get. But what was Hamilton's stats last year? I don't know, but he was average. I think Kirby Joseph had better stats than him. I like Kyle Hamilton. Make no mistake about it. I absolutely loved Kyle Hamilton. But you know how I was with Kirby Joseph. I absolutely loved Kirby Joseph. I think Kirby Joseph did better than he did. Getting Branch made up for not getting Witherspoon. Oh, man, getting Branch made up for any. I just couldn't believe that guy was there. When they called his name, I just assumed he was gone. I was doing, my girlfriend sitting next to me, and I'm doing jump. I'm going absolutely ape-ass. She has no idea about the NFL, and I'm starting to teach her right now, slowly but surely. But I was going absolutely crazy. I said, we just got Brian Branch at 45. Holy, I don't think people realize how big that is. It's like having 3 first-round picks, folks. Getting Brian Branch at 45, it's like having 3 first-round picks and getting him. Like, if you switch Brian Branch out at 12, if you say you got Brian Branch at 12, Jack Campbell at 18, you got Sam Laporta, I think, was at 34, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs at 45 and Hendon Hooker at 68, would a single person complain, or would they say that is an A-plus draft? They'd say that's an A-plus draft. They would say that. That's exactly what they would say. So, yeah, we didn't get Devin Witherspoon, which I love Devin Witherspoon, but I am absolutely okay with getting Jahmyr Gibbs and Brian Branch. Because remember, you picked up that extra second-round pick, and then we traded back, and we got Hendon Hooker at 68 early in the third. So, I think we did an amazing job. I think this roster is fire. I think the depth is fire. Let's look at the depth, because, starters are great. You look at the depth. Quarterback, depth room. No complaints for me. I had complaints for many years, 0 complaints this year. Great at quarterback. Depth at running back. Great. We're great. Montgomery goes down. You got Muhammad Abram that can do that pounding, right? You got Jahmyr Gibbs go down. Well, we got Craig Reynolds, and we got Montgomery can hold it down. We're good there at depth. Tight end room. Our tight end room was already really good. Shane Zelser's probably going to go to practice squad now. Tight end room's good. Offensive line. Maybe you could get better at tackle position, right? Taylor Decker. So we got Matt Nelson. We've got Abina Eze. But Sorsdale, he can play some tackle too, folks. So guard, I think we're good. Graham Glasgow, Big V, Sorsdale. Center, Graham Glasgow can do that as well. Guard, we just talked about. Same with Penei Sewell at right tackle. You can mix it up. So we're good there on offense. Let's look at the defense. Our edge rushers is great at the depth. We're talking about Julian Okwara net making the 53-man roster. That means you're pretty damn good, right? It means you're pretty damn good. Interior defensive line, I love the depth. I wish we had one more special player, but the depth is great. I love Isaiah Buggs. I absolutely loved his re-signing. John Kaminsky, he plays edge, both. I like Broderick Martin. I like the depth there. Linebacker, I like the depth now with Jack Campbell. You're talking about Malcolm Rodriguez is the guy who's going to take a little bit less snaps. That's pretty good. That's because you got Alex Anzalone and you got Jack Campbell. I think those guys can hold it down. And then behind that, you got Malcolm Rodriguez. You got Derek Barnes, Jalen Reeves-Maven, special teamer. Secondary is absolutely ridiculous with depth. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I think the Lions roster is really damn good. Pascal as well. He's going to be starting the year or game 1 right there, Rob. Same with Romeo. He's starting. Same with Charles Harris. He's starting. This is not an injury thing. They're all going to be right in there. Tracy Walker back in the fold. Hey, it's no problem, Paul Geiner. I love sometimes just talking. I didn't even realize the time. Folks, it's been an hour. It's time for me to get off. I didn't even realize I was just having so much fun. But I appreciate everybody hanging out. I know that my guys from the heavyweights are live right now. Love Speakeasy and Spenmo Rex. Make sure you guys jump over there. Tell them that I told you to go over there. Show them some love. With that said, I got to leave you with this. Adios.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Taking into your hands a plan your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and all the doubters, they're just young downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.